Hello, hello. Yes, hello. See? Hello. It's the most wonderful day of the week. It's Sarah Wednesday.
Hello, my dears.
Well, I'm trying to cover up somebody who's being so mouthy. So mouthy. It's mouthy day in Boo Boo Land. Yes. Oh, love that.
He has
So
opinions with a capital O.
all morning. All morning. Okay. Hi. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology. Yes. Welcome to the Black and Orange Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Here for your political question needs. Just put your questions in the chat before I come on because I'm on every single day. And I have been for about 5.5 years with only 2 emergencies. So, we have epic troll slayers in the chat who have kept us safe for years, thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other, so kind to us. Thank you. And if you are watching on replay, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. They will be time-stamped by the wonderful Miss Sarah. And, or you can watch back on a higher speed. Whatever works best for you.
I'm sorry.
That was awesome.
I could.
That was awesome. Thank you. Hello. They're just like, I'm watching NPR. Yes.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Okay, there's so much.
Before we dive in real quick, let's do a little housekeeping. We noticed this on Creative Sprints yesterday. I don't see it popping up here just yet, but you will notice it here at some point, and it's on some other channels as well. Pretty soon, you're going to see little purple crowns pop up in chat when you attend a live stream. If you remember, the last few days, we've all expressed our frustrations when all the names were messed up in chat. Like, why are the names weird? That's not what it's supposed to be. YouTube was doing some work on the back end. So they've got a new system now where it keeps up as you participate in chat at a live, you earn quote unquote points, and there's a leaderboard. Does it mean anything? Not really. But if you see that and go, what's up with the crown? What's this? That's what it is. So it means absolutely nothing other than just to say this person.
Well, it means that the top 3 people
the
will
top
get a crown.
Contributors. Yes.
Contributors will get a crown.
Yes.
And if you have even I don't believe it like spills over.
No, it doesn't. It resets at the end of every stream.
Right. But if you have a competitive streak,
Chemical Squirrel says, I will win it all. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Because they had it on Petty Boots. It showed up on YouTube on Petty Boots. What, last week? No, was it this last Sunday? Or it was definitely the one before, I think. But I was just talking, what have you, and suddenly it was like top commenter, and I'm just like, I like this. Yeah, exactly. Isabel, where is my crown? We don't have it yet.
It hasn't popped up over here. I think they're rolling it out sporadically. But well, when I say that it means nothing, it means bragging rights. But that doesn't necessarily get you any extra YouTube perks or anything like that. It's bragging rights within that live session.
Like, I contribute around here, and so anyway.
Mayor says, but I already have several crowns. I'm a queen. Yes, you are.
And Lewis says, let them eat muffins.
All right. Well, now that the housekeeping is sorted.
Chemical Swiss said, I also want it now.
Don't care how. Now. All right. Do you want to handle on today's episode, or
No, just no.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm here to read on the cards because.
I'll do the on today's episode.
Thank you.
Okay. On today's episode, the House thinks that 8-year-olds should be responsible for attaining their own food. DeSantis plans on deputizing the National Guard and citizens to be judges for Alligator Alcatraz detainees. And the building for said facility was converted in only 8 days. It's also leaking already, but you know. All right. So diving in.
Yeah. That first question is brutal.
Yeah, we're in Yuckadoo land, folks.
Yeah.
So the original House version of the Big Bloated Bill lowered the age of what could be considered a dependent for SNAP, food stamps, benefits to ages 7 or under. According to the GOP, when little Bobby and Sharon turned 8, they could pull themselves up by their bootstraps and forage in the woods for food, apparently. Considering that the bill just passed, will red states experience buyer's remorse en masse by midterms?
Well, it hasn't fully passed.
Senate. Well, no. This part went to the House and it went to Senate. And from what I understand, this stayed. Senate did not remove this. It is back in the House and they're voting on it today. Yeah. 8-year-olds.
Please let this bite the GOP in the rear end, please. Please. These people do not have a conscience at all. At all. Yes, Lewis. Pure, unadulterated, unabridged evil. Yes. Yes. Those are some cruel cuts. A lot of people aren't aware. They're taking things for granted. I have the star card in the center. All I can hope is we have to spread the word on this. We've got to spread the word on this. 2 of Swords. If they do it, they will own it. Now, I keep reading on this blankety blank bill, and I keep getting mixed energy about it. I'm sure there are other readers who get more straightforward answers than I do. But I just keep getting weak cards, but not like, oh, heck no. It's more like just wussy energy.
Paula is noting that she's seen where a lot of these changes, especially the cuts to Medicaid and Medicare, won't actually go to effect until after midterms. Isn't that a coinky-dink?
Oh, actually, unless they've specifically said 2027, this will all start taking effect in January.
Okay.
So it's 2026. So Brian's asking, did they all torture animals when they were growing up? I don't know, dropped on their heads. I don't know. Miss Gibson says Darwin said only the strong survive. I guess that's what they're thinking. Actually, technically he didn't. He said the most adaptable survive.
Yeah.
Fool. Yeah. I don't. I could pull up some old memes and stuff. We could just go through those. Where you're putting your resources. King of Swords, they're your legislators. There's MAGA. Fat, dumb, and happy. Knight of Pentacles. Active Republican. And Tower. What did I just say about wussy cards? Yeah. Okay.
Well,
true. And eight-year-old fend for themselves and siblings, so parents can fulfill work requirements. There we go. There has got to be a breaking point. Do you mind if I read on that?
Yeah.
Because there has to be a point at which, with Pluto and Aquarius, which is, despite what Dumpy thinks, unconscionable dump thinks, this is Les Mis territory. And there very much reaches a point where, every sign is in some ways reaction to the sign before it. And Capricorn is the sign of the aristocracy and the class system. And Aquarius is the sign of, oh, heck no. Sun in Aquarius, my avatar for that is the revolutionary. Yeah, no, just So, I just don't want the breaking point to be violence. And it says, why my sign? Oh, which sign are you? There are good and bad sides to every sign. Let me try again. Studio N says big changes take time. Well, I hope, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes there's a big change. Well, this is from Google, with the first significant changes likely beginning in 2027. What was your question?
And just talking about the timeline of the implications of the bill when things are going to go into effect.
Oh. And it says Capricorn makes me feel bad. Oh, no. We love Capricorns. I in particular, I have got such a weakness for male Capricorn artists. It never works. I don't have the right placements for that. But if you are a Capricorn artist, a male Capricorn artist, chances are it's like, oh, he's so elegant. Oh, so creative. Such a hard worker. Walk away. I have way too much water in my chart. So
I love everyone except for stupid people.
That's true.
Willfully stupid. So
yes. Mary says my dad was a Capricorn. He was a good guy. I totally believe that. So.
Well, hello, Lewis. Capricorn artist here. He says.
Oh, are you? Ooh. Breaking point. Like the Bezos wedding. She's literally standing there with, was it two $10 million diamond rings on? Nearly $18 million diamond rings.
Yeah.
There reaches a point. Tammy says, I love artists. I don't have that kind of talent. My stickmen need crutches. That was good. That was good.
Same way. Scan Man said, how about Capricorn doctors? I mean, medicine is artistry.
Yes, it is.
So, yes.
I'm sorry, who said that?
Scan Man.
Scan Man. Yes. I have my moon is in Cancer, so it's opposite. I'm super watery. Water, sun, water, moon. So yeah, the emotion gets a bit much for some. Sarah knows that.
Shh.
But you're my best friend.
Yes.
And half the time you're like, oh, okay, all right. Could you just...
It's not that bad.
Not anymore.
No.
All right. Yeah, this breaking points are not pretty. This is a Chariot. Where resources are going for the country. Page of Pentacles. These are the have-nots right in the middle, which would lead the Hierophant, the institution. Pain. 3 swords through the heart. Could this mean good grief? These are literally cards of a really nasty revolutionary type thing. They've gone too far.
A little bit.
Too far.
Speaking of too far. Oh, you're still pulling. Okay.
No.
Sorry.
Please go ahead.
No, I was gonna read the next question, but you're still pulling.
Yeah. Okay. For what it's worth, we are week apart. This is the lesson of Aquarius. We are weak alone. We are strong together. These are pages. So it's one and then another and another. Oh, Amy, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It makes a huge difference. Thank you. So, together, we are all individual voters, but we work together and we are a tsunami. We are a mighty force. And I pulled 3 cards, and that is World, Tower, Queen of Cups, Democrats in power. Oh, there could come a big, we're done. I don't like that the U.S. is headed for its Uranus return. Not all Uranus returns go that bad, but that badly. But holy buckets! Lewis, I'm not sure she married him for his scintillating conversation. Strangely enough, I saw some. I've seen some people put it together. They have surprisingly good astrology. These shallow, awful human beings are just perfect for each other. Kind of like
match made in one of Dante's levels of hell. Yes.
Yeah. Sort of like Trump and Melania.
Yeah.
She is so screamingly materialistic. That picture of her on that one cover where she was eating spaghetti and it was like diamond jewelry and stuff. That's her. That is her.
Yeah. Ms. Gibson, please do not feel like you need to apologize for not being able to donate right now, honey. You are here and you are participating, and you show love to this channel every day that you can, and that goes for everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, donations are most appreciated, and they help immensely. But we understand that there's some uncertainty right now. So, I would feel terrible if somebody was giving money and that they really couldn't afford. I would be like, no. Cancer moon. Yeah. You says Sarah sounds like a totally awesome girlfriend we all need right now. Thank you. Do you have a great many sisters by any chance? I have 3 younger sisters and a younger brother. So yeah. Yep. So And there's a big age gap. So, but, okay, we're going to keep moving. But before we do, I know some uncertainty. Yeah, I know, guys. I'm trying to. Yeah. Well quoted, Raymond. Well quoted. You know.
Oh,
that's so sweet. The thing is that we do have each other through all of this. And it's like mentally, the way I kind of picture it is, do you guys remember, let's harken back to recess in the days of yore. Did you guys ever play Red Rover at recess or in gym where like everybody stands in a link and it's like Red Rover, let such and such come over, and they run over and they have to try to break your line? This is the time for us to link up and shore up, and we're not going to let them break our line. They do not get to control who we are individually. We do, they can't take that from us. They can hurt us in other ways, sure, but we have each other, and as long as we keep our communities, and I'm not just talking about just here, but here is included, but your local people, your circles, your folks, just keep your folks together. Mm-hmm. So as long as we do that, we're going to be okay. So, all right. Sorry, I had to get.
No, that's good. My eye is not at you at all. Oh, no, not remotely. No. I was reading over the next question, and
yeah. All right, y'all. Ron DeSantis announced he plans to deputize Floridians as judges of immigrant detainees. Really? You can do that? Okay. In order to fast track people through Alligator Alcatraz, he plans on setting up our National Guard and other folks in Florida to be deputized to be immigration judges. We're working with the Department of Justice for the approvals. I'm sure Pam Bondi will approve, DeSantis says, as Trump nodded his head and just said, yep. Will this be a thing? I swear, this administration, one thing that it will succeed in is turning me into my own miniature version of Yosemite Sam, where I just walk around going, yeah, flippity jibbit, I do that a lot. That's one thing they have succeeded in doing. Yeah. Yes, and so Bubba can be a judge. Absolutely. I don't know what his criteria for people are going to be.
Okay, what I've got here is all minor arcana.
Okay.
And it's all like... Okay. It's... I haven't used this in a while. Card for the reading. All right, so he's putting out the call. It's a stupid call, but he's putting out the call. There's your communication. Okay. 10 of Wands, burden. 9 of Wands, feeling beaten up. 5 of Wands, disappointment. Page of Pentacles, and Dynasty. Do you know what this is? My immediate thought was, do you remember in Harry Potter when Dolores Umbridge set up Malfoy and the others?
The Inquisitor Squad?
It didn't actually go well for them. This could go off the rails very quickly so that they have to suddenly hush it up. Or just sweep it under the rug. Because these are people, there's a reason you don't do that. It has to do with vetting. The reason you in law enforcement, they will often say, no badge, no gun. But these people have guns of their own. Spiritual Hike says it never goes well for team fear. The liability, not good. What they think they can do and get away with, adding insult to injury, and there's the whole country. You just erode the institutions of state, of law enforcement. Don't do it. Don't do it. Joyce says a Harry Potter marathon starts tomorrow. Ooh.
All right. Well, while we're on the subject of yuckadoo. Speaking of...
I'm going to mute myself so I can stir my...
You're good.
Coffee. Hang on.
So speaking of Alligator Alcatraz, I tried to look up and think up of different alliterations that would work this morning. And the thing is that this is so stupid that I couldn't find one that made it sound worse. So there you go. Speaking of Alligator Alcatraz, the building that it's in appears to be a converted hangar at the Dade-Collier Training and Transition Airport in the Florida Everglades, which has its own runway and an environment known for its treacherous terrain and wildlife. Converting the hangar took DeSantis a grand whopping total of 8 days. He said it would have happened faster if it hadn't have been for those pesky rules and regulations. Looks like the first detainees will be arriving soon. Will this blow up in the Trump admin's faces? Now, there is a video of what it looks like inside. The link is in the description box should anyone want to look at that. But it's a big open space with a bunch of metal pins with bunk beds in them. But it's all one big open...
metal fencing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yes, Dorian, it's already flooding. It's leaking. They were, as they were doing the big press conference, and you've got Trump and DeSantis and Ice Barbie. Off to the side, there's just water coming in on the floor, just seeping in, and they're trying to put the signs out and get it pushed back. And
how, as a person, do you take construction jobs are hard to come by. But how exactly do you start putting up metal fencing inside of a building? And then even once you see that, how do you... I'm trying to picture myself. Like, oh, you want to put these pens in here on an airport? Well, it must be for cargo. And then when they start moving in they start cramming all of those bunk beds in the pens.
It really looks like a hillbilly version of and I don't say that despairingly against redneckified, should I say, of the El Salvador prison. I mean, it really just looks like it has been cobbled together.
It looks rather worse than that to me.
Yeah.
Jawohl.
Yeah. And I apologize for speaking off on that. That was not meant detrimentally.
Well, no, I mean...
Oh, I know.
For people know you. They know you have a good heart, and you also have the accent that you can say stuff that I can't.
Well, either way, I am not human.
Think of
sometimes I open my mouth and funky stuff falls out, and that is not my intention. But I own it when I mess up. So my apologies.
You're good. hang on, there was an important point up here. Yes, and the Arizona sheriff, Arpaio, did a tent prison in Arizona. I remember that. I was living in Phoenix at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was no AC. And people were getting heat stroke all over the place. And all they were feeding them was like bologna on plain white bread or something.
Mm-hmm. They did note that the hangar will have AC 24/7. They were sure to mention that. It'll have AC. Mm-hmm. Right, because you're not going to get a guard that's going to work there if there's no AC.
There's that. These people, look, I'm not Christian. Miss Sarah is, but I am not. And so my idea of judgment is a little different from the way I was brought up. Because my feeling is that because of your energy levels, you when you cross over and you see the big picture, you judge yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're suddenly attached to this much, much, much higher energy of your higher self in a way that because look, we have higher selves. Our souls are way too big to fit in these bodies.
Mm-hmm.
They're way too high vibration. Just that's why we're just a little piece, and very precious piece, but just a little piece. But these people are going to be judged,
mm-hmm.
and you judge yourself, or you may believe that God judges you. And this isn't the judgment card, but I think that makes it pretty clear. Man and woman, it doesn't matter. There's a great big angel right there, and that energy is right there, and you have to look at yourself.
Mm-hmm. Chat Wadsworth, no, I'm sorry. What I meant is it says that the entire hangar, the entire building is supposed to have air conditioning 24/7. Now, as for how effective that's going to be or how many units it actually is, they did make sure to note that it will have air conditioning. So, yeah.
For 3,000 to 5,000 people in that crammed into that little tiny space,
it will not be as big and as high as the ceilings are. It will not be effective at all.
Is it just one building? I thought is it multiple buildings?
From what I'm seeing so far, there's just one huge converted hangar so far.
You can't put 3,000, 5,000 people locked into pens. Even prisons have proper evacuation plans.
Well, yeah, they're going to let them go out there in the Everglades with all the yuckadoos.
All the yuckadoos.
All the nope ropes and the... I don't deal with nope ropes. Danger noodles, nope ropes, snakes, friends. Mm-mm. So...
I human rights, what's that? Judgment. They will be that higher energy right there. If not in this life, then in the next. These are decisions you're making. Oh, fruits of labor, look at you. But it's all minor arcana. Okay. I wish I still had that image on my lock screen. I used to have this image on my lock screen. It was just a piece of art I had found somewhere. I literally don't know who did it or what have you. But basically, it was a man standing, like he was just standing somewhere, right? There's a man standing, and of course the image is this size, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a man standing like here, right? And there's a being, angelic, futuristic, angelic, whatever, not only here
mm-hmm.
in comparison, but on one knee right there. Whoops, that's a kitty. That's what I have right now. Anyway, but on one knee, right? So you have that energy, and you have the person who's just looking up at that. Okay. The spiritual forces that are actually out there, higher levels, other dimensions, whatever, make us realize how small we are. Very, very small. Itsy. And even when it comes to tarot, you can, the energy levels are very different between minor arcana, which is human level, and these massive archetypes. So this is like the energy difference. It's like a fourth or less. So the things they are deciding to do, this little fruits of labor.
Yeah.
Just looking down on this little planet, looking at, look at the pens I built. That's how big and important you are, DeSantis. Your cruelty. Look at your achievement. Because if it's not connected to that, it's very small. That is all about love, high vibration, kindness. You know, all those funny little words in red Jesus said. That kind of thing. I may not be Christian, but I know what the red words are.
Miss Sabrina, again, I'm not sure if you didn't catch her. I apologized, but I do apologize. That was not a correct word to use. And I, once again, mea culpa. If I offended you or anyone else, I genuinely apologize. So, all right. Moving on at 37:30. Into Uniform has a question. How does the energy of the current Orange administration compare with the one that immediately follows? So, yeah.
You mean the bog of eternal stench? Is the next administration going to be any better? Well, and I mean, I don't mean like if somebody's fish delights and fish delights and double cheeseburgers catch up with them. I'm talking about full.
Yeah, like there's been an election. Yeah.
Sarah is awesome.
Oh, y'all, I appreciate you. Oh, goodness.
So, next administration. And somebody needs to tell Dumpy that can you hear the people sing is not his song. Well, cards for the reading. Emperor, corruption, devil. Those are the cards for the reading. Now, what's going to happen is, I don't even think I've got to the next. The mess he left, the dynasty, everything left unfinished here. It's power to the people. It's Democrats, individuals, us. Where it's power to the people. because of just sleepless nights. Not good. Queen of Pentacles. The rich will still be influencing things, but next illustration, 2029, January 2029.
Mm-hmm.
January 2029.
Mm.
Weird. Card for the reading is end. Oh, thank you, Claude. Claude gifted 20 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you.
So sweet.
Thank you. Six of Swords. Knight of Cups. There's Dumpy the Man right in the center. There's the Country. But again, I'm ending with the Sitting Pretty card.
Mm-hmm.
It's not major arcana. It's just wealthy people. David is asking, here's a question for another time. Will a hurricane in the future wash away Mar-a-Lardo? Unfortunately, it will probably be underwater before then, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep trying to, the super rich, they keep trying to, they don't understand, they cannot read a room. They're surrounded by yes men. They cannot read a room.
Mm.
They think that money just has everybody at their beck and call, and they're not seeing. And, you know, they have tried to make this the most corrupt, far-right, cruel, unequal. But you can't get there from here, not with all the Democrats standing together. But all of these are all minor arcana in the sense of power to the people. We are small, divided. We are strong together. And that is Pluto and Aquarius. Between now and the early 40s, it's Pluto and Aquarius. There's big Aquarius energy. And we're entering the age of Aquarius. And this is why I really think that this particular Pluto and Aquarius is almost like it's almost like that'll work as a starting point for the age of Aquarius, because the rise of all this Aquarian energy and AI technology, Aquarius rules technology, flashes of genius, inventions, but also community, equality. We're in this together. The sign for Aquarius, the water bearer, giving equal water to each person. Now, you can't come back around and be like, hey, can I have some more? No.
Right.
It's to each. But it's also a fixed sign. So it's stubborn and it's not wishy-washy.
Oh, yeah.
So
stubborn?
I'm a fixed sign myself. Taurus, the middle of each quadrant, those signs are fixed signs. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. So, yeah. Okay.
All right. At 44:45, y'all. Whew. People are sounding the alarm that Elon left DC not only with access to the personal data of U.S. citizens, but all business information of most, if not all, of his competitors. Could this lead to prosecution? Because remember, think about, registrations, smaller companies, the SBA, the tax information from the IRS, filings with the SEC, FCC, whatever. He potentially could have gotten his hands on. Yeah.
Although there was a judge who told them, at least in one instance, to put that information back. But once you've got a copy of information,
Yeah.
and you have a nickname that is the same as the tagline of the TV show Wipeout.
Which one?
There was a story about your daughter who got hold of the karaoke machine.
Yes. Good night. And okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There was a couple of taglines.
While I'm looking at this, would you mind telling that story? You don't have to.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. So my middle kiddo, they were 3 or 4 at the time. And we were at, some people growing up, you have that extended family where you don't see them much outside of holidays, but all the cousins and everybody gathers together during the holidays and goes over. Well, we were with my dad's people and at Christmas. And my middle kiddo was sitting there and playing with some of her cousins' toys. And one of those, do y'all remember the little Fisher Price? Oh, thank you, Claude.
Thank you.
Fisher Price used to have those little karaoke-like machines where you could put a tape in it, but it had a little microphone, and you could, but if you were just talking into it, it had the big speaker, right? So she's walking around and she's do in her own little bubble. I should also like to note that all of my children are on some level of the spectrum, and my middle kiddo is definitely she gets if she's fixated on something, if she has a favorite, that is all she thinks about for a while. And at the time she was obsessed with Wipeout. So it's like, okay, well, honey, it's time to go. We gotta get together and head out. And so tell everybody bye. And she goes around and she's telling this person bye and this person. She's still got the thing in her hand. It's like, okay, well, you need to put it down so we can go. And she said, okay. She grabs it. She's like, good night, everybody. Or wait, what is it? How's it? Good night or goodbye and big balls. And just
through the speaker.
Yeah. And then my younger cousins were dying. Everybody else was like, what? And big balls, which is how they used to sign off. Yes. I thought it was obstacle course, and there were gigantic red balls that would come out and knock people off of the thing.
Oh, you had to jump over them.
Yes, well, yes. But
I like
yeah.
That show.
So, but my younger cousins who got the reference were dying. I mean, just holding their sides, just dying. So yes, good night and big balls.
Yeah. She's had some great moments like that.
Yeah. Yes, she has. Yes.
As far as people being held accountable, we have to wait until the Democrats have enough power. That's what I could go through the cards, but that's what it says. That's the upshot. Because right now, there's the man, there's the country. So, we have to wait until Democrats. But oh wait, Nicholas says I have to blurt out. David Pacman just announced Orange Mussolini's DOJ is now prioritizing denaturalization of naturalized citizens. Going nuts on this, enjoying your stories, of course.
We looked at this the other day, I think. Yeah.
Well, I don't remember. Let's look at it again because that's big.
Okay.
If that's okay.
No,
I'm sorry. We're winging it today.
Today's a funky day. So the energy's funky, the heat, it's just all.
Yep. And don't forget, in 2 days, Friday, Independence Day. Also, Neptune is stationing, so we get all that super Neptune dissolving in Aries, which is like a battlefield energy. Before it goes retrograde, we have Venus, What and How We Love, moving into Gemini, which will also be nearly conjunct. Oh no, it goes exactly conjunct. Earlier that morning, it will be exactly conjunct Uranus. So we get all that Uranian wild energy. So, and this leads up to next Monday. Of course, we've talked about this ad nauseum. Next Monday, the big day, Uranus goes into Gemini. So we are here, and then that is that. And astrologers have been talking about this summer, this year, and then next year when it happens again. After everything comes back from retrograde this fall. Yeah, we've been talking about this for decades. So we're in the midst of it. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like big astrological energy blowing through, huge.
There's a children's show called The Backyardigans, and there's a snippet from one of their songs that's used on TikTok a lot, where it's just like, into the thick of it, and then it's, oh. And that's, every time you're like, we're in the middle of it, I'm like, oh.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Going after naturalized citizens, because of course they are. She just says all planets change. Well, it started back last fall with Pluto going into Aquarius. And yeah, all the outer planets not only changing signs, which as of Tuesday will be final. I mean, as in all of them will finally have changed signs. But they're all in aspect to each other. Major aspect to each other.
Yay.
Even Jupiter's getting in on the, not in a nice way, just there. Yeah. Squaring. So, naturalized citizens. Well, I mean, Dumpy's he's had a silver spoon his entire life. Becoming a naturalized citizen, that's quite a thing. That's quite a, you have to work hard for it, but it's quite a thing to get. And this fool who has been a spoiled brat his entire life, it's just like, you don't deserve that. Like the ultimate mean girl. You don't deserve that.
Yeah.
Why? You were, yeah. King of Swords. You know, some of the people who become naturalized citizens, they really got that because they joined our military and they served. King of Swords. Knight of Cups. It's also just a horrible thing to do to people. And yeah, will they try? Yeah. Yep. Sending people back to, yeah. There's, you know what I like about Donald Trump? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know, they asked at the, I remember at the end of the debate, one of the first debates between the dumpster fire and Hillary Clinton. And the person said, could you name one good thing about the other person? And Hillary Clinton said, his children. He has nice children. Okay, now we know better. But, yeah. And he said,
it was from Chelsea or something, yeah.
And Dumpy said, nothing. There is not one good thing I can say about this man. I cannot think of a single thing. Not one. Every one of the Mortal sins, pride, sloth, greed, all of that. The Beatitudes.
Yeah. Every time I ask on Facebook, I ask my church folks, I say, I'm not trying to start anything. I'm not trying to argue. I genuinely want someone to tell me what fruits of the Spirit that this man possesses. Please.
And what are the fruits of the Spirit?
The fruits of the Spirit are the gifts of God and the Holy Ghost. So there's different ones. There's patience and love and
Charity, prudence.
Yes. So nothing. It is Wednesday.
Yes.
So we're going to skip ahead. I've moved some questions over to tomorrow, but there's one more thing.
Thank you.
That we wanted to look at. We're gonna smile now because we need to smile. At 5610. Okay. So Beth Shapiro is an American evolutionary molecular biologist.
Hang on. Don't let the name fool you. She has nothing to do with the right-wing Shapiro. This is her. She's just Dr. I'm guessing she's Dr. Beth Shapiro.
PhD. Yes.
Yeah.
So Dr. Beth Shapiro is an American evolutionary molecular biologist, an associate director for conservation genomics at UC Santa Cruz Genomics Institute, and a Howard Hughes Medical Institute investigator. Okay. She's written a bunch of papers. I think she's done a TED Talk or two, but she recently went viral a little bit for debunking a long-standing thought about dinosaur DNA. Now, I will preface this by saying that there are some people who are a little confused about this, and there's some people who are saying, eh. However, but she's got some science.
Yes. So what did they used to believe?
Okay, so we have heard for quite a long time that dinosaurs, now there are some forms of species that were alive then that are still here now. But that out of the descendants of the evolution of dinosaurs, one of the closest remaining relatives is the chicken. Okay. They've, back in the day when they first started doing DNA on dinosaurs, they were only able to get like the first few sequences and it matched chickens. Okay. Well, over the years, as DNA has progressed, they've matched more and they're like, wow, it really does match chickens almost exclusively. This is weird. Well, the bones that they were using for these genome projects that they were taking the DNA from were collected, I want to say 70s, 80s, back before there were as many things put into place as far as, making sure that you've got your equipment on and you're gloved and there's no cross-contamination. They've done some digging and some interviewing for the people, the anthropologists at the site, paleontologists, and discovered that they were all eating lunches every day consisting of fried chicken. These folks were just living their KFC best life. Every day at lunch. I don't know if it's just because they were out in the middle of nowhere and that's what was available. I say KFC. I don't know if it's KFC. Maybe there's, when they're doing the DNA sequencing, they can find 11 herbs and spices. I'm not sure.
Did they?
I don't know.
Was there cinnamon in ancient?
I don't know.
Was there pepper? Pepper in ancient times? Or...
So, yeah.
So all of those years and years and years of belief about the DNA of dinosaurs turns out to be wrong because it was actually the DNA of
Yes.
the KFC. So basically, they were looking at Steve.
Yes. Yes.
The chicken. Yeah, we call him Steve. And that's who you.
Now, is there some relation? Yes. But forever, everybody thought that the closest related, like scientists were they were going to die on this hill, that the chicken was the closest related animal to dinosaurs. The chicken. Not necessarily the pigeon or the eagle or whatnot, but it had to be the chicken. A cock? No. Yeah.
Who are they thinking? Is there anybody they're thinking of now who they think might be? Because I mean, obviously, some things have actually already they're still sharks.
Yes, like mastodons and things like that with sharks and whatnot. Yeah, there's
things that the horseshoe crab and things that have been with us all the way through the millions upon millions and millions of years. But is there? And we know birds evolved from dinosaurs, but
yeah, they're not quite. The chicken is not as closely related as.
Chemical Squirrel's asking, are the feathers a lie? No more floofy dinos? Oh no, that comes from the actual. They have found fossilized feathers.
Yeah.
Or feathery-ish things. Yes, Scanman. Colonel Sandosaur.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also closely related to, I don't know, these particular, I don't know, it's just weird because it was not only the closely related to the chicken, but also to these certain herbs and spices. There's like 7 of them, I think it was. It's weird.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's 11, but I know why you said 7.
Oh, it is?
It's 11 herbs and spices, but you 11. Said 7 because KFC follows the 5 Spice Girls and 7 dudes named Herb.
That's right.
Yes. It's like, I was like, no, I know how you get there. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No.
In social media, the KFC account notoriously follows only 11 people.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 Spice Girls and 5 guys named Herb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, 7.
Yeah.
5 Spice Girls, 7. I'm going to stop now. All right. But the stupidity of a Jurassic-y, parky thing.
Yes. In the same interview, she was also talking about that. She's not happy with the dire wolf situation. And, and the whole thing with, and every time a new Jurassic Park movie comes out, people are like, we should do this. And she's like, no, we should not. That is stupid. Stop it.
Yeah. In the physical world, no. Do they have the technology? Almost. It's within arm's distance. Like it's not 1,000 years in the future.
Right.
And there might be, there are places in the world that they're not big on the regulations. However, that all comes to quite a halt because of how good VR is going to get.
Okay.
Virtual reality is coming, folks. And I don't mean the big chunky, big chunky goggles and bumping into things. I mean like immersive smells, sights, heat, cold. It's coming. I'm not saying it's happening tomorrow, but once you have good enough VR, you don't need that.
Right. Catherine, you're correct. It would be 6 guys named Herb. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know if you want to go on X, or if assuming they still have their account there. For years, it was the 5 Spice Girls and random guys named Herb. So
Lewis's pterodactyl wings could feed a family of 8.
There you go.
actually. I don't think they could they? But I know what you're saying. There's not,
right.
because they, but they obviously, I mean, they had to have some muscle. I thought they were more like giant bats, like as far as, but I don't know. That's a good question. Thank you for bringing that up. It's funny. It's funny.
Yes.
I did get the joke, and it's awesome. So, ends his life in Ready Player One. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, I will. Ew. Anyway. All right. That's going to do it for us for today. Thank you so.
Sorry.
Thank you so much for being here, Miss Sarah. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. I can never thank you enough. You make this channel possible, and I am so grateful. So please hang in there. You're not alone. We are in this together. I know it seems like there aren't any good days ahead, but there are. They're out there. All right. So hang in there. Keep breathing. We're going to start a clear the shelves challenge as far as reading books off of our bookshelves that we've been meaning to get around to doing. Might be a nice thing to do maybe in the evenings or before you go to sleep, or whenever you're taking a break, so that something that you were interested, it was good enough that you grabbed it back whenever, and you can't stay in this energy all the time. Your brain needs a break. It really does. So thank you, Claude. You're a lady of the light. Thank you. My gosh, that's a huge compliment. Thank you. All right. Take care. It is 1:21 p.m. here in Chicago and in Shreveport.
Yes.
At 3 o'clock, Miss Sarah will be starting the creative sprints, and I will be along as soon as I can. And so that'll do it. Be well, take care, and we'll see you later. All right. And of course, I'll be back here tomorrow. Make a quilt. That's a good one, too. All right.